Welcome back to The Deep Dive, the show where we break down the tech you care about. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Sarah. It's great to be here.
And a big welcome to everyone watching this special deep dive from Tech Talk Central. Today, we are all about that bass.
We are. We're diving into two of the most popular budget subwoofers out there right now, the Edifier T5s and the Klipsch R120 SW.
Two heavy hitters in the, under $500 range?
Exactly. And our mission today is to sift through all the specs, the features, and the designs to figure out which one gives you that deep, room-filling sound you're looking for.
Okay, let's unpack this, because this is a fascinating head-to-head. I mean, you have two very, very different ways of thinking about how to deliver bass.
It really is a classic trade-off, isn't it? It's pure, raw power on one side versus a smart, efficient design on the other.
So if you're shopping for one of these, the first thing you probably look at is just the size, the power. Let's start right there.
Makes sense. And let's start with the Klipsch R120 SW because, well, it is the heavyweight contender here, no doubt about it.
It looks like a beast.
It is. The heart of it is this massive 12-inch high excursion woofer. And that high excursion part is key. It means the cone can move a lot of air.
A 12-inch cone needs some serious power to get moving.
It does. And Klipsch delivers. It's rated for 200 watts RMS.
200, okay. And peak power is what, 400?
400 watts peak, yes. And all that power, with that big driver, lets it push out a maximum of 116 decibels.
Wow, okay. 116 dB. That's seriously loud. That's home cinema loud.
That's the goal. It's built to pressurize a medium or even a large room. Now, of course, that comes with a physical footprint.
Right, you have to actually put this thing somewhere in your house. What are we talking size-wise?
Well, it's about 31 pounds, and the cabinet is roughly 16.5 inches high, 14 wide, and over 19 inches deep.
So it's like a small end table or a mini fridge. It's a piece of furniture.
It is. You need to plan for it. Now, compare that to the Edifier T5s.
Which takes a much more subtle approach.
A radically different approach. It's the compact contender. It's built around an 8-inch long throw woofer.
So we go from a 12-inch to an 8-inch. And the power?
The power is a very consistent, very controlled 70 watts RMS.
70 watts? I mean, compared to 200, that sounds like a huge drop.
It is a huge drop on paper. And it might make you think the Edifier is just, underpowered.
That's not the whole story, is it?
Not at all. Because the Edifier competes on smart design and, well, space. The key spec isn't the weight, which is a bit lighter at 27 pounds.
It's the width.
It's the width. It's only 6.69 inches wide.
Just under 7 inches. That's incredibly slim for a sub.
It's a total game changer. You can slide that next to a desk, behind a couch. It solves a huge problem for people who don't have a dedicated theater room.
It becomes almost invisible. That's a massive selling point right there.
Precisely.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. Let's move past just the power and size and talk about the sound itself, the frequency response. How deep do these things actually go?
This is where you see the benefit of that huge Klipsch driver. The R120 SW reaches all the way down to 29 hertz.
29. Okay, so that's not just bass you hear, that's bass you feel.
Oh, absolutely. That's the rumble from an explosion in a movie, the lowest note on a pipe organ. It's that true, visceral home theater feeling.
And how do they keep the sound clean at that low frequency, especially with all that power?
It's all about the driver material. Klipsch uses their spun copper IMG woofer. That stands for injection molded graphite.
Okay.
Graphite is super rigid, but also really light. That rigidity stops the cone from physically bending or distorting at high volumes, which is what causes muddy bass.
So it's built for power and purity. Now, how does the Edifier's 8-inch driver stack up? Can it even get close?
It does surprisingly well. The T5s gets down to 35 hertz.
35, so still very deep.
Very deep. For almost all music, 35 hertz is more than enough to give you that weight and punch, but that 6 hertz difference between 29 and 35.
That's where the movie buffs will notice it.
Exactly. That's the difference between hearing the dinosaur's footsteps and feeling your couch shake from them.
A great way to put it. Now, what about the cabinets themselves? The boxes?
Right. So the Klipsch uses a pretty standard rear firing port. You need to give it some space from the wall.
To let it breathe, basically.
To avoid muddy reflections, yeah. The Edifier, on the other hand, uses an 18mm MDF cabinet, which is really dense and good at dampening vibrations.
And the port is in a different place too, right?
It is. It has a front-firing driver and a right-firing port.
And that's another nod to placement flexibility.
100%. With a rear port like the Klipsch, you need maybe a foot of clearance. The Edifier's design means you can tuck it much closer to a wall or into a corner without messing up the sound.
That's brilliant. Just another way it's designed for real-world living rooms, not perfect listening rooms.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got this sub in your room. Getting it to blend with your main speakers can be tricky. What kind of controls do we have to work with?
This is critical. And thankfully, both give you the tools you need. You get controls for gain, low-pass crossover, and phase.
Let's start with the Edifier.
The T5s lets you adjust that low-pass filter from 30 Hz all the way up to 160. This basically tells the subwoofer where to stop working and let your main speakers take over.
So you can tune it perfectly to match what you already have.
Precisely. And it also has a phase switch, 0 or 180 degrees.
That's the one that can seem a little confusing. What's it for?
It's a simple fix for a common problem. It just makes sure the sub's driver is pushing out at the exact same time as your main speakers. If they're out of sync, the bass can sound thin or just disappear. You just flip the switch to whichever setting sounds fuller.
Got it. So the Klipsch has similar controls, but the Edifier has one more trick up its sleeve, a smart feature.
It does. And again, it speaks to its focus on lifestyle integration. The T5s has an auto standby mode.
Okay.
If it doesn't detect a signal for about 15 minutes, it just powers down into a low power state.
That's actually huge for convenience. You set it up, and you just forget it's even there. You don't have to remember to turn it on and off.
Exactly. The Klipsch, meanwhile, focuses more on performance consistency with its all-digital amp. It's about accuracy, not power saving.
Which brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, connectivity. How do you actually hook these things up? This is where they really diverge.
They really do. This tells you exactly who each product is for.
Okay, tell us about the Klipsch first, the home theater sub.
The Klipsch uses standard line level and LFE RCA inputs. That LFE, or low-frequency effects input, is what you'll find on any standard home theater receiver.
So you run one cable from your receiver to the sub, and the receiver handles all the crossover settings.
Yep. It's the gold standard for a dedicated home cinema setup. Simple and effective.
But a lot of people, especially with desktop setups, don't have a big receiver. And that's where the Edifier shines.
This is its killer feature. It has dual RCA inputs and outputs.
The outputs are the key.
The outputs are everything. It allows for what's called daisy chaining. You can run the audio from your computer into the subwoofer and then out from the subwoofer to your powered speakers, like Edifier's own R-Series.
So the subwoofer acts like a central hub for your whole 2.1 system.
Exactly. It removes the need for any other gear. They even give you all the cables you need right in the box. And you see that philosophy in the aesthetics, too. The wood grain finish on the Edifier is meant to blend in. The Klipsch, with its big copper cone, it's meant to be seen.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. If you're listening right now, trying to decide which one to buy, who is each one for?
It all comes down to your space and what you prioritize.
Give us the profile. Who buys the Edifier T5s?
The Edifier T5s is for the lifestyle user, the music lover with a desktop setup, the apartment dweller, the gamer. If space is your #1 concern, that slim design is a must-have, and you want easy, no-fuss integration with powered speakers, this is your sub.
It gives you great deep bass without taking over your room.
Perfect summary.
And who needs to make room for the Klipsch?
You go for the Klipsch R120 SW if you're a home theater enthusiast.
Yeah.
If you demand that maximum volume, that 116 dB output, and you want the absolute lowest frequencies for that cinematic rumble, you need the Klipsch.
But you have to have the space for it.
You need the space, and you're likely connecting it to a proper AV receiver.
Yeah.
But for that, you get a level of performance that's pretty incredible for the price.
That really clarifies it. It's not about which is better, but which one is better engineered for your specific life.
It really is. I mean, we often get fixated on wattage or driver size when we think about room-filling sound.
Right.
But the Edifier T5s really proves that smart, efficient design, like the slim profile and the auto standby, can be just as important for getting great bass into a modern home.
So it's a choice between brute force and, I guess, clever integration.
That's a perfect way to think about it. The Klipsch's spun copper woofer is engineered for raw, clean power. The Edifier's design is engineered for flexibility and convenience. Both are fantastic, just for different people.
So a final thought for you to chew on.
Yeah.
Are you building a system around earth-shaking power, or are you looking for deep bass that seamlessly fits into your life?
A tough choice, but hopefully an easier one now.
We hope this deep dive helped you out. If you found it useful, please make sure you subscribe to our channel for more breakdowns on the tech that really matters.
And to find the latest prices and deals on both the Edifier T5s and the Klipsch R120 SW, be sure to check out the links in the description below.